lovely people, it's Nicole, and today I'm doing the drunk book tag, so let's get right into it and cheers. So this tag was created by Pages and Pens and Chelsea Pulling Reads. I will leave a link to their original videos in the doobly-doo. So question number 1 is wine coolers. You're 16 and you finally managed to sneak one of your mom's Smirnoff Ices. What is your most guilty pleasure read? So, this is not an uncommon question in book tags. I feel like guilty pleasure reads is something that people talk about a lot. And so I feel like a number of times I've said before, I just like philosophically like don't really believe in guilty pleasures. Like I know what the question's asking and I feel like it's such like a pretentious dick move to be like, I don't believe in guilty pleasures, I'm above that. But like if I'm reading something and I'm enjoying it, then clearly like there's a reason for it and therefore it has some redeeming quality. But if I had to choose something, what is my hair doing? I would choose the, like, I think it's the Firebird trilogy technically, but the A Thousand Pieces of You trilogy by Claudia Gray. And again, I don't feel guilty about this. I really enjoyed this series, but it is sort of the most cheesy, stereotypical, tropey YA book I've been reading. I just got the 3rd book and I'm super excited to read it. Question number 2 is beer. You've made it to college and are hosting your first kegger. Yes, that's exactly like what college is like. I've totally done that. Pick your fave new adult or college-aged book. So I have to pick 2 books for this one because they're my 2 favorite books of like all time, and so I can't choose between them, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell and The Foxhole Court by Nora Sakavic. These are very different books, but both of them take place during college. This one is a contemporary, cute, kind of romancy kind of thing, kind of coming of age, where like the main character has anxiety and she's nerdy and is super into the fictional equivalent of Harry Potter, and like this is the first book that I like really identified with the main character, and this one is gay and sports and like mafia, and it's just so cool and badass, and the characters are amazing. And they both take place during the main character's freshman year of college. Question number 3 is Tequila. You partied too hard last night and drank too much Jose Cuervo. What book do you never want to see again? I mean, I'd love to never see Carve the Mark again, but like the sequel's coming out, so all the like YA group Twitter things I'm following, like Epic Reads and I Read YA and all that stuff, are tweeting about it, and I'm like, stop. Just stop. Can we not? I don't need to hear about it or see it, and like we established a long time ago that that book is so many issues in like so many different aspects. Question number 4, Beer Bong. What book did you read super fast? So I tend to be a fairly fast reader in that when I read, it's usually when I have like hours and hours to read. So when I'm reading, I do tend to be binge reading books. So for these sort of reading fast questions, I do try and choose recent ones. And for me, the most recent book that I read super fast was Autobiography by Christina Lauren. I picked this up at like 10 o'clock on a school night. Bad idea. Don't do that. And I finished it at like 3 a.m. that night. Needless to say, I was tired in class the next day. I promise my hair being weird has nothing to do with the fact that I've been drinking. It's been like this all day. I can't control it. Question number 5, spring break. You've thrown your inhibitions to the wind and end up having a sexy night you'll never forget. What's your favorite smutty read? Okay, so I don't read a lot of erotica. It's something that I'm actually low-key interested in like starting to read more of, but the one erotica series that I've gotten super into is The Boss by Abigail Barnett. I've talked about this a few times on my channel, but it is sexy and it is amazing and it is so feminist. And like the main relationship is between a cis guy and a cis girl, but like it's also like pretty queer once you get later into the series because they're both bi. And it's just so good, and the author originally wrote it with the intention of like taking the general premise of 50 Shades of Grey and making it like feminist and like good, and it's so good. Question number 6, Screwdriver. What's the most twisted book you've ever read? I don't have it with me at school, but Grasshopper Jungle by Andrew Smith. This book, like, what the fuck? I think I liked it. I also read it a long time ago before I was more informed on like queer issues, and if I recall, some of the bi rep was like low-key problematic, potentially high-key. It is one of those books where like the main character refused to use the word bisexual, even though like he was bisexual or pansexual. He just refused to say the word, which is frustrating. But this book is just so weird. It, like, giant grasshoppers start taking over the world and like cause the apocalypse, and at the same time the main character is like having a bisexual awakening and like realizing that he wants to fuck his like guy best friend while he's also like super in love with his girlfriend, and it's just, it's so strange. Number 7 is Long Island iced tea, the melting pot of alcoholic beverages. What is your fave diverse read? Okay, so probably my like go-to favorite that's like very consistent favorite book would be Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. It's getting a movie. Love Simon. Go support it. It's out in March. The main character is gay. However, this also like isn't own voices, and as amazing as it is, it like just mainly has that like one representation. There are like people of color who are side characters, but like it's only diverse in that one aspect, and I do love it and I highly recommend it and it's amazing. But if you want an amazing book that's diverse in multiple aspects, the Magnus Chase series by Rick Riordan. This is the 3rd book in the series, The Ship of the Dead. This book has a Muslim main character, it has a deaf main character, it has a gender fluid main character. This one isn't own voices. There are lots of other amazing own voices ones, but like Rick Riordan has just stepped up his diversity game in his past few books, and I am living for it. Question number 8 is Sex on the Beach, a drink that's great in theory but wasn't all it was cracked up to be. What book didn't live up to the hype? I don't know, I don't feel like I've read very many books that like were really hyped like in the community and then weren't great. I've read a couple books that I hyped up for myself and then weren't great. One of the more recent ones is Say No to the Bro by Kat Helgeson. I understood what it was like trying to do. It was trying to be kind of a feminist takedown of like bro culture and like sexist practices in high schools, but I felt like it didn't follow through on that nearly well enough. It just fell flat for me. For a book that made me so angry while reading it. I was angry at things that I was supposed to be angry at, but for a book that just made me so angry while reading it, there wasn't that satisfying conclusion. Question number 9 is wine. You've gone through a rough breakup, so you park yourself in front of your fave bottle of wine, some ice cream, and a bucket for your tears. What's a book that made you cry out all your tears? Oh my, I am a crier. I cry a lot. Is it cliche to say everything Adam Silvera's ever written? Cause like, everything Adam Silvera's ever written has made me cry. Other than Adam Silvera, presented without comment. And the final question, number 10, is Strip Club. What is the sexiest naked book? For that, I'm gonna go with one I got very recently and just like, oh, it's so pretty and gold, and like there's a crown and the leaves, not leaves, the flowers and the stars and the vines, and it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's shiny. I love books that are pretty when they're naked. This is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, by the way. It's that one. Alright, so that was the drunk book tag. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna go lie down and drink a glass of water because drinking responsibly is important, guys. Let me know your thoughts on any of these questions in the comments. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye!